Ladies and gentlemen, what the fuck just happened? The Who were the top three teams? The Jazz, the Wizards, and the Hornets had the top 3% chance to get the number one pick, the highest odds. They landed at 4, 5, and 6. And the fucking Dallas Mavericks with a 1.7% chance traded Luka Magic away in what was arguably the dumbest trade, at least so the general perspective, was the dumbest trade in NBA history. They go from that to getting the number one pick. Granted, Kyrie Irving tore his ACL or Achilles or whatever, so he's going to be out. But right now, you got Gafford, you got Lively, you got AD. Now you got Cooper Flagg. What's your guys' thoughts on that?
This this tells me right now that the NBA likes to award bad behavior.
Wow, bro. I
This is
can't
this
believe
is
it.
this is sickening.
I can't
And
believe
like
it, bro.
I think teams like Washington, Charlotte, Jazz, teams who are trying to rebuild deserve it more for their future than a team who threw away their future for nothing
And now
Yeah,
look what they
but
get.
and got
but
rewarded.
look at teams that have been trying to
But see,
rebuild.
I disagree with that because it's called draft lottery for a reason. Like,
Draft rigament, that's what it is.
Draft rigament.
But
Fellas, go ahead, Chris. Go
if
ahead,
you look
Chris.
at look, but if you look at teams that have been trying to rebuild, the Jazz have been trying to rebuild since freaking
Donovan
2018.
Mitchell.
Donovan Mitchell, and we're in 2025. Out of that, in that what 5 year stretch, they only had maybe one great season, and great as in like for that organization, not historically. They only had like one great season in all of that. They went through thinking that a two was it a two guard lineup was going to work with him and Sexton or whatever it was. Then they ended up who did they get last year? Filipowski or whatever.
No, Kessler.
Kessler. Well, they ended up getting Filipowski as the top like three pick or five pick a couple drafts ago, and that man spent damn near more than half the season in the G League.
Yeah,
They
bro.
never even brought him up until the pity time at the end of the season when they were already eliminated from playoff contention and were just playing just for the pick.
Wow.
I look at this
Now,
as go ahead.
now when you look at Dallas, I feel like I'm gonna make a crazy take, but this is setting up. I feel like a potential for Luca to come back after he signed this extension with Dallas with the Lakers, because in my opinion, Jason Kidd is gonna be gone. They're gonna either fire him or whatever,
Wow.
and so will Nico Harrison. Whoever they get, I feel like it's gonna be a rebuild, but this is gonna allow Luca to come back to the organization in the next 5 years. Luca's not signing a long term deal with LA. I can tell you that.
What if
I
he
don't see him
does?
finishing out his career there.
What if he does?
I mean, he if he does, he does. But Luca's not finishing out his career in the Lakers. And as a Laker fan, I
Oh,
mean,
hold on.
I'm just saying it.
All right, let's let Nate chime in. Go ahead, Nate.
I look at this as an example of how you can't always judge a book by its motherfucking cover.
Yep.
Everybody, everybody and their mom was saying the Mavericks should fire Nico Collins.
Wow.
And now it's setting up for him to look like he's a fucking mastermind.
Genius.
Howie Roseman level type shit. That's what
Genius.
it's looking like. Now, in order for it to, fully pay off, Cooper Flag has to hit. He
Yeah,
has
he
to be.
has to be that.
But from what everybody has been saying about this kid, that's exactly what he's going to be. So for them to get Cooper Flag, that's crazy.
But
Eh,
I've been watching. I'm a Duke fan, so I've been
wow,
watching them all
bro.
along. That team is going to be a top defensive rated team because
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cooper
he's an
Flag,
elite defender who can
bro,
guard one
he
through
can
five.
stretch all 1 through 5.
Yeah,
He's better off guarding like the 3, 4 spot just because of how big he is and his length. But
he
he
can
can
do it
cause a lot
though.
of damage. So if you get a solid lineup of him and you gonna have the main two bigs is gonna be probably what AD
And lively.
and Lively because they've been experienced or whatever, right? Midway through the season, you can start trying out little lineups, see what works. But when you get a lineup of, for example, say they end up trading for who's they need a point guard, so who would y'all get?
Yeah, so that's what I was gonna get to next. They need a shooting guard or a point guard, really a point guard. What are some? Because I think what I was saying to you guys earlier, for those who don't know, them getting Cooper Flag now throws KD out the window because it just there's too many forwards. It's just too many. So What trade target or what player would you guys target if you were Nico Collins?
Jalen Green.
Harrison. Jalen Green?
Yo, that's two people who said Nico Collins already. Yo,
So Jalen Green is the target?
No, I don't see the Jalen Green's potential is. He has potential, but it's not gonna happen until I think too late. He's not. To me, he's still in the same rookie slump,
this is the free agent class of
and he's very
2025, right?
inconsistent.
This is the 2025 free agency class, right?
Yeah.
So there is Fred VanVleet if the Rockets don't pick up the option. There is Kyrie. He is a free agent. There's James Harden.
Devin Booker,
There's
trade target. John Morant, trade target. KD,
Malcolm Brogdon.
like I said, that's out the window.
Trae Young.
Trae Young.
Trae Young.
to Dallas? He's a trade
Yep.
target.
Josh Giddey, Gary Payton Jr.
Kaminga possibly.
That's
No.
another forward.
No, Kuminga's a forward.
Trae Young to Dallas. I like it. They took Trae Young. They originally drafted him anyway.
There's a very
And they have an elite
underrated.
defensive team around him now.
There's a very underrated one.
See, if I'm
Trey Mann on the Hornets. He's a free agent as well.
well,
Well.
low key a lineup of if I were to acquire Trae Young, I would give you
Ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna
Gafford.
have to end it there. We're gonna have to end it there because the next game is coming on. But we will revisit this topic later. I just had to get this shit out. That shit's crazy, bro.